welcome to Tauros All Access. I am Lauren Hill, and as always, I'm joined by Evan Epstein, and this is the Thursday edition where we give you a nice weekend preview of our Tauros traveling to Watertown, South Dakota, to face the Watertown Shamrocks for the second weekend in a row.
Yeah, and this past weekend was very interesting. Two very different games. The Tauros came out hot on Friday, an 8-1 win. There was never really a doubt in that matchup. But on Saturday, a 3-2 victory. All 5 goals in that game came in the second period. Shamrocks got out to a 2-1 lead before the Tauros responded later in that period. And when you play a team 4 straight games, and your first 2 games are that different, it's very interesting to see how it will play forward in the second straight series against Watertown.
Yeah, I agree. Also, this is the first time ever that our Tauros have traveled down to Watertown, South Dakota, as they are one of the new expansion teams as of this season, 2024-2025 season. So it'll be interesting to see our players and our veteran players play in a brand new barn that they've never played in. But let's take a look at our goaltender comparison. The Shamrocks goaltenders struggled on Friday, the game that we won 8-1, as Phil Lashaw allowed 4 goals on 13 shots before being pulled from the game.
And Mason Gudridge then came in for Lashaw. Gudridge didn't do much better. He made 14 saves, also allowed 4 goals. But Lashaw was much stronger in Saturday's game. He made 38 saves, allowing just 3 goals there. It'll likely be Lashaw on Friday night. We don't know if Gudridge is going to start either one of those games, but the expectation will be for the Tauros to see Lashaw.
Yeah, that's what I figured as well. And of course, we cannot forget about our very own Lucas Svedin. As many would say, he is a brick wall for our Minotauros. Might even say he had an off night on Saturday when he allowed 2 goals to get past him. Svedin's .947 save percentage stacks up as second in the entire league.
And Svedin has been red hot as of late. He's allowed just 4 goals over his past 5 games. He's been a huge part of the Tauros' 7-game winning streak, and he's someone that the Tauros are going to rely on all the way down the stretch.
Yes, I agree. And we also cannot forget about John Small. He had a goal and 2 primary assists in our game on Saturday. It was a big part of Saturday night's win.
Yeah, definitely huge for Small to keep getting involved. Had an opportunity to catch up with John Small after practice today. Take a look. I'm here with John Small. John, you had goals in both games this weekend. What gave you your success against the Shamrocks?
We're really good offensively against them. It's pretty fun to play, but got to give the credit to my line mates. Some really good plays by them.
And on Saturday, in addition to your goal, you had the primary assist on both of the other Tauros goals. What does it mean to you to be involved kind of in every asset of that game?
It means a lot to me. Obviously, those goals helped us win the game on Saturday. It was a closer game, but the success of my teammates means a lot to me, and we all got 1 more year, so it's important that we move on and to better places.
Tauros have 4 games in a row against the Shamrocks, coming up a road series in Watertown. Does it pose any challenge to play a team 2 weekends in a row?
Yeah, it's really tough because they can adjust to our systems and stuff like that. So as long as we keep adjusting and doing the right things, I'm sure we'll have success this weekend.
All right, thanks, John.
Yep.
Thank you for that interview with John Small. Very informative. Now we'll give you a look at our updated Noodles numbers, brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So after that weekend sweep last weekend, our Tauros stand at 27-9-1 as we are second in the Central Division, as Watertown is 9-26-3 as they are 8th in the Central Division.
Yeah, and all numbers in the matchup here favor the Tauros, with a glaring difference in special teams. On Friday, the Tauros were 2 for 5 on the power play. They allowed just 1 power play goal, but the Tauros were up at 8-0 at that point, so it didn't have a big impact on the game.
Yeah, also on Saturday, our Tauros were 0-3 on the power play, allowing a power play goal on 3 opportunities. At the time, the power play goal they allowed gave the Shamrocks a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, that was a very impactful play in the game, but luckily enough for the Tauros, just 35 seconds later, Gavin Middendorf had the equalizer to tie it up at 2, and Braden Jochums would give the Tauros a 3-2 lead later on in the period.
Yeah, and now we have another 2 games against the Shamrocks in a row, and you wonder how both teams will respond. Just after how competitive last Saturday was.
Yeah, and talking with assistant coach Tyler Ebner yesterday, he said that the Tauros came out slow on Saturday, which you definitely saw there. Wants them to come out with a lot more energy. But the other thing he said was this is a team that's actually excited to play on the road, as you said, in a new barn for the first time ever, as this is the first year in Watertown. Watertown gets a lot of fans in the stadium, despite the fact that it's their first year. But he says the team is excited to see energy, even though it comes on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take a step back and you look at it, and it's like, I think anybody's excited to see fans of any kind when you're in a building, especially a building that we've heard such good things about and that fills. So I'm sure they are excited because obviously our Mesa Arena fills. We're loud and we're hectic, and maybe it'll be similar there, just hopefully less cowbells. They're stealing our shtick. But yeah, like you said, the Tauros had home field advantage last weekend when playing against the Watertown Shamrocks, and obviously that did us very well with that 8-1 win and 3-2 win, especially because we did have cowbell night, it being very loud, yada yada. But how do you think all of that is going to affect the Watertown series?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take an expert analyst to tell you that you got to start hot on the road because you don't want the fans to get into it in the first place, right? Sure. The energy there is going to be cool regardless for everyone to see. But, right, if you're the Tauros, start hot. Don't let the fans get behind the Shamrocks. Don't let them build momentum. And it should be a good weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I hope all of y'all are excited. And if you're not going to be there, I hope you're watching on NAHL TV. But other than that, please scan this QR code right here. That'll bring you to our link tree, which will bring you to our website, and that will bring you to anything Minotauros related that you could possibly need, from merchandise to tickets for our next home game, which is on Valentine's Day. So if you don't have plans, be here. Be here with us. So yeah, go ahead and scan that, get your tickets. Look for Valentine's merchandise, as well as the fact that we would love for y'all to already get in on the Valentine's Day auction. So please do that. And other than that, we will see you next week for Tauros All Access on Monday.